Hey, what's going on? I hope everyone is doing well. I just wanted to jump on here really quick and talk about some things that I've been thinking about, some things that have been on my mind. I've been on a little bit of a hiatus from social media, a little bit, just a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit of a hiatus, and I want to explain to you why. All right. We are back. We are back. So before I left, I was talking about me going on a little bit of hiatus and some certain things that I realized when I went away a little bit. I was um, less on social media the last couple of weeks, and it definitely was not by design. My wife and I, we went on a trip to Jamaica. We went on a trip to Jamaica, and it was supposed to be, a trip for relaxation, because we're going together, relaxation, and maybe a little bit of work. And for some reason, for the first time in my life, right, for the first time in my life, I realized that I spend entirely too much time in the hustle and bustle of life. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing sometimes, because I know you get certain speakers, some of my peers, they tell you, to go, grind, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Sleep is for suckers, and just all of this stuff, all of these different mantras that they use to keep them going. And while I can appreciate those mantras, while I can appreciate that mindset, sometimes as humans, we need to let loose, right? Let loose, and sometimes let go. And that was what this trip was about for me. We had been there for a couple of days, and my wife was just like, dude, you haven't relaxed. You haven't relaxed at all. And I thought that's what this was going to be about. We're all the way in Jamaica, and you're still working. You're still responding to to customers. Respond to them, but come back. you know, I would full out start working. But so I said, okay, what I'm gonna do is I am going to delete. I am going to delete a few of the social media apps, and the posts that I'm going to do for our company. They're already rolling out. They're already things that I thought, different videos, and I put them out. So that was taken care of. And once I started doing that, right? Once I started doing that, like being like really present, right? That's what I'm talking about when I say doing that. Once I start doing that, the thing, of being really present, it was then where I started thinking about, joy, thinking about doing the things that I am doing to keep myself from getting to a point where I'm so bogged down with work, right? And I know as adults, and even if you're not an adult, if you're in school and you're looking at this video, you know what it feels like to just have so much pressure on your life, so much, so much pressure and so much pain in your life. But that's what we do. We compound things. So I want to encourage you, as you're watching this video, I want to encourage you, to not do that to yourself, because all you're going to do is cause pain. You have to put some gas in you, right? And putting gas in you is whatever, right? Is whatever that fills you up. I thought of this analogy when we were at the gas station coming back, and with the way that the economy is going, the gas prices, right? The gas prices are sky high, right? The gas prices are sky high. So I'm sitting there, I'm filling up in my truck, and it had got to like 45, then it got to 50, right? $50. I'm like, man, I don't want to spend this on gas right now. Then it had got to 60, it got to 65, right? It got to 65, and I'm just like, oh my God, no, I am not spending almost $70 on gas. But it took me a whole hell of a lot longer, right, to fill the truck up, right, to even get to that point. It took so much time, because I'm just sitting there just watching kind of like my dollars go away. But I started thinking, with this vehicle, if I would have made sure this vehicle, because I'm traveling back and forth, and we talked about the actual vehicle, if I would have took the time to ensure that the amount of gas that I needed was in that vehicle, I wouldn't have had to wait so long to fill it up. I wouldn't be working on today's gas prices. I would already have that gas right in the tank. So what we do at the pump, and what we do at our bodies, is while we're filling ourselves up, right? We're filling ourselves up. What we'll do is we'll throttle off, because we start looking at how much it costs. We start looking at how much it costs to keep ourselves healthy. I'm talking about mentally, I'm talking about physically, I'm talking about spiritually. How much does it cost? We start looking at how much it costs, and we start letting go. We start letting go. So what I did is I made this decision. While I was at the gas pump. I said, you know what? I'm going to stop being so cheap, and I'm going to fill this sucker up. And that's exactly what I did. I filled it up. Yeah, it took some time, right? It took some time to do it. I had to kind of take a different approach to filling up the gas, right? Not pump, 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 and go. It took some time, but I can go longer. And I'll never forget that experience. So when I start getting to half a tank of gas, I'm not waiting until I get down to E. If you're just watching this video, go back and you'll hear the story why you don't want to wait till you get back down to E to start putting gas in your tank. And that's what happens when we start talking about pain, right? Some of the pain that we're going through in our life right now, this to be true. Some of the pain that you're going through in your life right now is self-inflicted. It's self-inflicted because you've been pouring into other people before. You've been pouring into yourself. And then when you ain't got nothing else to give to these other people, you start getting other people to pour into them. I want to tell you, we live a life of service so that we can give to others, like it's been proven. The people that give are the people that are the happiest, the people that are healthiest. Those are the people that are in flow, right? The people that are given. So don't get me wrong when I say this. You cannot keep giving. You cannot keep giving without filling yourself up. So that's the point of this message, is to fill yourself up. That young man that sent me a message yesterday, the lady that I was talking to just last night, the guy that called me last week with all of these same stories, all of the same synopsis. They're saying I feel worthless. I feel like there's no value. Like I don't give value. Like I'm not putting value out there. I feel like a failure. My husband doesn't want to touch me. My husband I see my husband looking at all of these other people. I see my wife looking at all of these other people. They don't want to touch me. My kids, they're better off. They're better off without me because I just spaz out sometimes. Right? Those people, right? I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. You're sitting at your cubicle at work right now because we're streaming. We're streaming to LinkedIn. I know some of y'all are looking at this from work, and I can see you, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the comments and the encouragement, but you're going through these things that you're going through in life, like for a reason. I don't believe that God, I don't believe that the universe, right? I don't believe that the universe is saying, let me torture you. The universe is not saying, let me torture you. I heard a quote, what God would not put you to it if he did not think that you couldn't get through it. So those people that I was just talking about, I would never say their names, but those people that I was talking about that are in those situations, you might be in that situation to where you're feeling hopeless. I want you to dig deep, right? I want you to dig deep, and I want, like, I could sit here, I could tell you all day long, you're beautiful, you're precious, preciously made, you're amazing. There's nobody on this planet Earth that is like you. I can tell you that till I'm blue in the face, and you can know that. You can know that and you can understand that, but it still won't make a difference until you accept it. Until you go back to that place and to that thought when you're having those moments of despair, you're having those moments of how do I keep going when life just keeps beating me up? What do I do? Right? You're thinking that. What do I do? I think about the first time ever, or at least, sorry, man, I've been riding my bike, so my lips are a little bit chapped. But yeah, man, it was early morning. But I remember the very first time where I felt pain. Like I knew what it felt like to get an F on the test. I knew what it felt like for I knew what it felt like to be made fun of. I knew what all of this stuff felt like as a kid. But I remember the very first time that I felt pain. I was probably 8 or 9, and I found out that my father, the man that raised me, I found out that my father was sick. And at first I'm thinking, oh, he's sick. Get him some medicine. He'll be all right. I remember thinking this as a young man. Get him some medicine. He'll be all right. My mother said, Anthony, and she probably don't even remember this, but she said, there's no medicine that they can give him at this point. And I remember the pain that just ensued in my body. I remember feeling this grief. I remember feeling this anger. I remember feeling this like I remember feeling it. But I also remember the people that were in my life, the people that came through for me at a young age and told me, baby, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. The lady, as it's starting to rain, the lady, as I'm standing there at the casket, I don't even know who. I just remember hearing, go get Anthony, because I'm standing there, right? I'm standing at the casket after he had passed away. And I'm just thinking, like, oh my God, I remember just being stuck in this pain. And I remember the lady saying, come on, baby, let's go. I don't even remember who she is, but it was those moments. It was those people that brought me back. right? It was me going outside and riding my bike with my friends, playing video games, meeting new people, not being so stuck inside of my head at that moment at the age of 9. And I was setting myself up for a cycle, right? A cycle that I would use to end the pain, right? A cycle that I would use to get to the point where I just can't get out of bed, right? Preventing these things. So it was almost like a moment of gritty, true metacognition. I was teaching myself how to come back from pain without even like really even thinking about it. So is it really meta? I don't know. But it was joy, right? First thing was joy. I would go, I would do the things that I wanted to do, right? Do the things that I wanted to do the things that made me happy. It was the people around me, right? It was the people around me that lifted me up. So when I was going through or growing through what I was going through when I was a child, when I was going through what I was growing through when I was a child, the people that were around me were put into my life. So I didn't have no option with that. That's my family, right? That's my family. And it's the same thing with adults. You know, you have people in your life that's going to lift you up, right? That's going to lift you up. Your second step, these are people, right? You don't just need any old type of people in your life to lift you up, because those would be the same type of people in your life that would then come around and push you down. So as an adult, you have to be strategic. You have to be strategic about who you have in your life that's going to lift you up in those moments. What are their intentions? Have they been there for you? Were they there for you through the last hardships? Or did they just say, can I get real with y'all, man? Or did they just say, hey, baby, give me a call if you need me? You know, most people that they'll tell you that, but you know, I remember as a kid, right? It's another thing. I remember as a kid when I had that moment of, you know, loved ones passing away. You'll see, you'll have two different types of people. You'll have those people that will say, let me know if y'all need anything. Cool. Boom. All right. Let you know. Come on, man. When you in pain, when you're going through that pain, you know some of the breakthrough moments that you've had when you've gone through pain. It's been that time when that person that's inside of your life, they just came to you. They just came to you. They put their arms around you. You didn't even have to tell them that something was wrong with you, because the way that you were acting, they knew the true you. And those are the people that you got to have in your life, the true you. Those are the people, and I know we do this in our families, right? If you have a loved one that passed away, you have people, right? We're not talking about those people no more that just let me know if you need anything. Now we're talking about the people that just show up, the people that show up with the buckets of chicken, and they clean in your house. I just seen it. They clean in your house. They doing everything that they need to do to comfort you, to take the pain and stress off of you. The people that you're just like, they just won't leave. They just won't leave. And some, they just surround you just to hold you and keep you up in those moments of pain. When you've lost a loved one, when you're going through or growing through what you're going through at that moment, probably the worst pain that you've ever been through in your natural life. Those are the people that you need on standby in your life. The people that you're giving that to, the people that you're receiving that from, those are the people that you need in your life. So far we talked about going through pain, right? And this last step in that process is experience. You've been there before. You know what pain feels like. So do what I told you to do, right? Because I know that it works. Find your joy. Find your joy. Whatever it is that makes you happy, find it. For some of you, some of my adults, you've lost sight of what truly makes you happy. You've lost sight of it. Go back to the basics. Go back to the genesis. If you like playing with dolls, right? If you like playing with dolls or Nintendo, go back to that. At least that's a starting point. Some of you, you're like, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to begin. Go back. Go back. Go back to the basics. For me, my basics is this, right? Is riding the bike. I'll wake up and 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm on the bike. Those are the basics. That's what keeps me sane. That's what makes me be able to pour into you. What makes me capable of doing the work that I do. Because I'm telling you, it's painful. It's painful watching people go through the struggles that they're going through. But it's even more rewarding to see those people bounce back. You have no idea. Well, I'm sure you see it. You see the people in your feed that they're telling you, oh my God, I need some prayer. My family, we're going through so much. I have an estranged loved one. You have these people that are telling you this stuff. Those people, they're being accused of certain things that they did not do. You have those people that are going through that pain. And they're saying, how do I start? Nina says that she's going through it right now. I'm going to tell you this, Nina. If you do those 3 things that I was talking about, it'll change your life. And I'm not just saying this because I read it. Well, I did read it in the book, but it was way after I had reached that period of, oh my God, I think I have the answer. But I wanted to go when I wanted to research the answer. So, joy. What brings you joy? If you're working in the job right now, Nina, I'm going to tell you, joy. Joy. Just lost my grandson. I feel that. I lost my grandfather a few years ago, and it was another one of the hardest things that I had been through. And what I did was I leaned into the people, right? It's that second pillar. I leaned into the people. I leaned into the people that are in my life. I leaned into not the fight friends. I leaned into the people that just gonna hold me and just tell me it's gonna be okay. The people that were telling me, that had showed me throughout time that they were gonna be there for me. Those are the people that I leaned on to. And then in that moment, you ever have those moments, Nina, Harmony? You ever have those moments where somebody just say, let's just get up and go for a walk. Let's come to the kitchen. Come to the kitchen, have some coffee with me, have a glass of wine with me. Those moments, and you get there and you're sitting, and they're like, what can I do to help you? But what that person is doing, that person is trying to help you find your joy. I'm telling you, you have to be a regulator in your life. You have to be a regulator in your life. You have to start figuring out right now, while you have a half a tank, a quarter of a tank, a full tank. Don't wait till you get to an end tank. You have to start figuring out now what brings you joy, what fills you up. Don't wait until you're empty. You're all the way empty. Don't wait. Start doing the things that bring you joy. Start connecting with the people that help you get to that point that bring you joy. The third one, experience. Those things, you got to remember those things. You got to tuck it away. You got to tuck it away. I use the term metacognition as something that I've been studying a lot lately. I've been studying a lot lately, and it blows my mind. Metacognition is how you're going to retain the information, the experiences that you need to obtain, the things that you need to learn. How do you learn it? So you trick your mind into getting to that place. So what I want you to do is to enhance that, have your game plan. What brings me joy? Man, if I can't think of nothing, the people that's inside of my life, can they help me get to a point? Can they help me get to a point to where I can get and find this joy? Harmony, thank you, Tony. I'm continuously working on reminding myself to get back to me and find fulfillment and love the person I am before focusing on helping others. I love remembering how to spend time on me before helping family and friends will always be a struggle in my end. No, I agree with that. Harmony, I've been in some situations where, you're giving to people, giving, and then you look up and they're like, man, this ain't good enough. And you're like, what do you mean this ain't good enough? It's like, I'm empty. And sometimes it won't be good enough because you didn't gave so much without pouring into yourself. So it's like, how can you help somebody? It's just like, not having lungs, but not having lungs in your body. You wouldn't even be living if you didn't have lungs. But it's like, yeah, not having lungs in your body, but you're trying to give somebody some mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. You're trying to give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. You got to breathe air into them. But how can you breathe air into them if you are empty? You're empty. It's impossible. Nicole says, so true. I appreciate that. I'm getting there. Starting to intern next week. That's what's up. That's good stuff. Man, I think interns are the best. I think interns are the best because you're actually getting that experience, right? You're getting that in the job experience. There's so many jobs in different positions that I've had. And, you show up and you're like, oh man, this ain't what they said on the paper, but at least in the intern, you get to see exactly what's up, and you get to start making some serious decisions or informed decisions. Yes, great recommendation. I'll take your suggestion, Tony, and start learning more about metacognition strategies. Yeah, I love that. For me, I'm gonna get up real quick. Oh, my leg. Oh, my friggin' foot is asleep. But for me, for the longest, I would try, and this is just regular learning in the class, I would try to remember things that my professor would say, and she would just be going and going and going and going and going. And I'm writing down everything that she says, everything that she say. It didn't work for me. I didn't retain that information. So what I figured out, what works best for me is I'll write down some of the stuff, but I'll listen with the intent of learning from that. And then after she's done, I'll write down maybe some different steps. But that's metacognition. You're teaching yourself how to obtain something so that when you need it, you can go there. So you're not just doing something. You're not just going down a road that you've never been down without a map. All right. Ooh. Yeah. Anyway, something's going on with my phone, but so yeah, those steps that I talked about was joy, right? Finding your joy, something that you love to do and doing it. Family, having good family around you, right? Family that is, they don't necessarily have to be blood, but family, people that's a part of your tribe that's gonna help you find that joy that's going to walk you down the path, and then allow some experiences, right? Learning from those experiences. So I got to get out of here. I got to go get back on my bike. I think, man, I took it looked like a 30-minute break, so I'm going to have to hit it extra hard. I got a lot of work to do. I'm super excited about this week. I'm super excited about the things that are going on in my life. I want you all to know this. In life, right? In life, we have our ups and downs. Just like I talked about, we grow through what we go through. When you see somebody on social media, right? And I know I said I was going to go, but when you see somebody on social media and it seems like that they have it all figured out, they got it all together, right? They got it all together. I want you to know this. They don't have it all together. And if you listen hard enough, most of them will tell you. Most of them will tell you, people that you think are popping, they got an amazing career. You think everything's going on and good and fine and dandy in their family. They'll tell you that that's not the case. You know, it's different from what you see on social media. I know that that's a lot of pain with a lot of people, and that's why I brought it up. On social media, you'll have the best situation. I'm not gonna freaking take a picture, a jacked up picture, like even right now, right? You see, I got my bike in the picture, right? I saw this and I'm like, oh man, this would be dope to shoot. Like there's like the highway is like back there, right? How dope is that, right? I'm not gonna freaking set it up. I'm not gonna set it up and I'm upside down or whatever. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. So what we do, right? We get the perfect view, and that's how social media is. And I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that what they're doing is they're showing you their best view. They're putting their best step forward. No different from you. No different from you. These movie stars, these actors, influencers, whatever, like they're putting their best feet forward. I want to encourage you to do the same. I want to encourage you to put your best foot forward and keep going. And remember those things. Find your joy. Find your joy. Get some good people around you that's going to help you find your joy and live off of those experiences. Y'all take care, man. I really appreciate the engagement. I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you.